story goes this great big rats come scuttling off the slave ships and raped all the little tree monkeys. I'm a New Zealand Zoo official, and this monkey is going to Newtown. Damn fine cousin. Rich and creamy, just the way I like it.
Your mother ate my dog!
Not all of it.
Some of my best friends are pedophiles.
This calls for divine intervention. No, you just get out of here.
What?
Haven't seen Mum yet. I kick ass for the Lord.
Good evening. Welcome to this week's edition of the WayBack Movies Podcast, a show where we review the best and not so best of 80s and 90s cinema, because really, fuck the 2000s. My name is Steve, and with me on this crazy journey,
Justin.
Doctor. And we're back with a weird-ass movie.
Yep.
And if I'm not mistaken, this is our 52nd episode.
Yes.
Which means, even though it's been because we missed a couple weeks, this is technically our 1-year anniversary, in a way. So, we've been doing this creaky little ship for a year now.
Yay for us.
Huzzah, I guess? I don't know. Good
Fireworks.
for us. We did the stuff with the things 52 times.
I guess it's yeah. Because again, it's not that anyone knows, but it's just that we've been doing podcasting forever. So like we hit 52 episodes on a couple of podcasts. It didn't mean anything. So.
I mean, yeah. In all fairness, there's probably in the past been at least 600 episodes of shows if you add everything up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Roughly.
So we've been podcasting a while, and if you think we're not good, then we clearly fucked up somewhere. But some people think we're good. Hey, guys.
How you doing? How are the five of you?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we picked a weird one for...
Well, we figured for our 1-year anniversary, we started this creaky little ship with Return of the Living Dead, which was a take-up on the zombie franchise, genre, I guess?
Genre. At this point.
I guess, I guess it is its own,
time, it is a genre.
Yeah, so we decided...
Or a subgenre.
So we decided... Let's double down and go for the weirdest one, in my opinion.
I mean, if there's another one out there, please step up.
Yeah. So we decided this week to go with Dead Alive, as it's known in North America, or Braindead, as it's known everywhere else in the world, from August 13th, 1992. And, if you've ever seen this movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't, shame on you. Go watch it before you listen to this, as I would say with most episodes. But
I'd say all episodes.
I would think so. But this one's a wacky one. And so I guess, did it again. Without further ado, I guess we should probably...
to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Anything in the news? Anything? No, I didn't think so.
We're not that...
yeah,
we're not that show.
Let's just jump into the WayBack Machine. Okay, so here we are in 1992. I'm 10 years old, and it'll still be probably about a decade before I ever see this movie, so I got nothing.
And also, this movie does not look like it's from the 90s. Now, that might be budget, that might be it being filmed in New Zealand.
I think
on
it's
a
all
low budget.
I think it's all of the above.
Plus, it's set in like the 50s.
Yeah,
so.
And you can tell where all the money was spent.
Oh, yes.
We'll get to that in a few moments. But first, let's talk some interesting stuff about this film. So, Dead Alive, directed by Peter Jackson. Yep, that one. Screenplay by Steven Sinclair, Peter Jackson, Fran Walsh. Story based on the story by Steven Sinclair. Produced by Jim Booth. Production company Wingnut Films, Avalon Studios, and the New Zealand Film Commission. Distributed by Polygram Film Entertainment in the UK and Trimark Pictures in the US. A box office of $1.6 million in the UK, $242,623 in the US, against a budget of $3 million. Not successful.
No.
But this movie never would be in theaters anyway. I'm sure it has been several times over now. So the cast. Timothy Baum is Lionel Cosgrove. Diana Penalver, and I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that right, as Paquita Maria Sanchez. Elizabeth Moody as Vera Cosgrove, Elizabeth Brimilcombe as Zombie Vera, Ian Watkin as Uncle Les, Brenda Kendall as Nurse McTavish, Stuart Devaney as Father Magruder, the greatest damn character, Stephen Paps as Zombie Magruder, Jed Brophy as Zoid, Murray Keane as Scroat.
Void.
Is that not what I said?
Zoid. You said Zoid.
Did I say Zoid? My apologies. Yes, it was Void. I thought I said Void. Maybe my brain's just losing it now. Glennis Lavestorm. Is that so weird? I'm saying all these names and I couldn't say Void. All right. As Nora Matheson, Lewis Rowe as Albert Matheson, Elizabeth Mullane as Rita, and Harry Sinclair as Roger. That's pretty much everybody in the whole movie, which is hilarious. So the production of this movie. After the success of his first film, Bad Taste, and before production of Meet the Feebles, producer Jim Booth had already secured $4.5 million for their next project, which was supposed to be Braindead. An idea Peter Jackson had because he was a huge fan of Night of the Living Dead. But once the crew was hired to start working on the film, the money fell through. Jim and Peter were able to secure $750,000 to produce Meet the Feebles. After Feebles did well, Jackson really wanted to still make Braindead, and he was able to secure a leaner $3 million for it. Peter hired every young special effects artist in New Zealand for the movie. After some research, they found out Roger Corman had made a movie titled Braindead, so they asked anyone to come up with a better title. The title they ultimately went into production with was Unstoppable Rot. Either Jim or Peter eventually called Roger Corman and said, "Look, we love the name Braindead so much. Are you all right if we still use it?" He said, "Of course," and so they did.
That's Roger Corman. He's not going to be
not
like,
gonna care.
"Excuse me, I'm Roger Corman."
Yeah.
You don't know.
He's just not going to care. The film Braindead was shot in 11 weeks in New Zealand. The movements of... this is all kind of all over the place because there's really not much information on this movie, nor would there really be. The movements of the rat monkey weren't based on any real animal. It was actually a film they had shot of Peter Jackson running around doing all of its movements. The animation was handled by both Peter Jackson and the head of special effects, Richard Taylor, alternating days copying Peter's performance. Even though it was a relatively small budget, the house was completely built on a set, and all of that set had to be floating off the ground by 4 feet so they could get underneath it to puppeteer, and every room had to be considered from a puppeteering perspective, because all those body parts and everything like that were all puppets, and everything else in it was puppets. God, this movie's awesome.
There's a lot of puppets.
There's a lot of fucking puppets, and it looks pretty dope. A lot of the film was shot at their national television studio called the Avalon, which was a very clean, pristine building when they showed up. They used boiled apples and syrup to make the smash body effects. They started to have to lay down sheets where they were walking as they were treading fake blood through the whole studio.
Aye. Why are you going with that?
Yeah. Where you going with that, eh? Filling complete corridors with fake blood. They used test gelatin heads and wax heads by throwing them down the stairwells to check whether they had the right viscosity and pulpiness.
Hey, Pete, look at me, I'm throwing it. There's just a bunch of crazy New Zealanders running around the studio going, oh, we gave the keys to the nutcases, okay.
Yep, that's pretty much it, I would assume. One day, as Taylor says, we cleaned the buckets of blood outside the storm water drain, and sure enough, 3 hours later, there's a knock on the door, and it's the council. We had turned the hut river pink with cochineal, which is a type of dye, and they traced all the way up the water flow pipes. But it was lovely.
Just these snooty fucking... Do you know what you've done to the river?
At lunchtime, the cast and crew would eat at the shared cafeteria with the rest of the studio, and since the zombies couldn't remove their costumes, they had to eat in full makeup, including one zombie who had to carry his entrails in and put them next to him, which was unsettling to the elderly people who were bussed in to watch a taping of a local game show being filmed there. That's good stuff.
How did they not give anyone a heart attack?
I'm sure they might have. So for Baby Selwyn, Peter Jackson's original idea called for an asshole baby zombie. Accurate. It was a cable-controlled puppet that was built with 3 different faces: a passive face, a screaming face, and a happy face. And they were Velcro interchangeable. Then they built a large suit that fit over a 2-year-old. It was built in a short time, and we found a mom, and this is, I guess, a quote that I forgot to put in, but we found a mom that was willing to have them put their 2-year-old child in the suit, and they test fitted it into the body first and played with that for a few days, and she was fine. And then it was time to try the head on, and they tried the head on, and she giggled and laughed and loved it, and ran around the corridors, head bumping into things. Then, as Taylor says, it was the day of the shoot. We put her on set, she's all excited, and we put the head on, carry her to the point where she's supposed to start running, and for the first time ever since she's been in the suit, the actor playing Uncle Les stands behind her, and lifts this meat cleaver and begins chasing her. The little 2-year-old girl looks over her shoulder, sees the crazed maniac adult male with the meat cleaver, and that was it. She freaked, and understandably so.
Yeah.
The rest of the day...
You seen Uncle Les?
Yeah, the rest of the day was very painful. The movie was finished under budget, with New Zealand $45,000 remaining.
You see, we save you some money.
Hang on. Peter Jackson used it to spend 2 days shooting the park scene with Lionel and baby Selwyn.
God damn it.
He has gone on to say that it is his favorite scene. However, you can tell that was tacked on at the end.
Mm-hmm.
It has no place in the film. It makes no sense that he would do it. None of it makes any sense whatsoever, but it's hilarious.
Yeah. Not the best scene in the film.
No, but it is great.
But him wrestling a baby in the park
is friggin' hilarious, and again, nonsensical, because why would you take that baby out to the park?
Well, at this point, I think Lionel's gone a bit off.
A bit dodgy?
Yeah.
The song played on the organ as the mourners wait to enter the church is Sodomy from Peter Jackson's previous film, Meet the Feebles. So one of the songs from that movie is in the church scene.
Might as well.
Yeah, a lot of filmmakers do that. The Spanish title of the film, Tu madre si ha comido a mi perro, literally translates to Your Mother Ate My Dog, a line said by Paquita in the film. So that's the name of the movie in Spanish, is Your Mother Ate My Dog.
That's a catchy title.
Isn't it, though? The movie is said to be the bloodiest of all time, measured in amount of film blood used during the production, which was 300 liters of fake blood.
Well, they turned the river pink, so...
Just for the final scene was 300 liters. Yeah, imagine the rest of it.
Yeah, they turned the river pink, so...
They did. During the lawnmower scene, movie blood was pumped at 5 gallons per second.
I thought it was just, at one point, I thought it was just somebody with a bucket just throwing it on them.
It looked like it, but they were a little bit more careful, I think.
Just more pinpoint about it. Mm-hmm. Like, get the face.
I mean, it's a good thing that this the disease in the movie doesn't seem to be transferred by mouth, because I guarantee you they drank gallons of that shit.
Yeah.
So the legacy of this film. Although it failed at the box office, the film was praised by critics, with most saying, this delightfully gonzo tale of a love-struck teen and his zombified mother, Dead Alive, is extremely gory and exceedingly good fun, thanks to Peter Jackson's affection for the tastelessly sublime.
Which I'm shocked. Yeah. Critics, this is not...
This is not a critic movie.
So, what critic? Because I want to follow that person, because no critic now would watch a movie like this and go, oh, mwah, chef's kiss.
Yeah. Like... It really seems... I mean, a movie like this couldn't get made today.
You show most normal people this movie, they're going to go, what the fuck are you showing me?
Yeah, they're going to look at it and go, you have to be a certain type of person to appreciate this movie.
Yeah, us.
Yeah, pretty much.
Weirdos, wackos, nut jobs.
Exactly. On its initial release in New Zealand, this movie earned more per screen than Batman Returns. As it should.
Yeah, it did.
Mm-hmm, as it fucking should. So that movie sucks. Go back to our earlier episode.
Braindead's about 10 country miles better than that movie?
Yeah.
At least.
In North America, the film was released as Dead Alive because another film that owned the rights to the title Braindead. That's why. Yeah. There's no real... Everyone always looks at it as like, oh, it must have been some kind of... No. It was just... There was another movie called Braindead.
I'm surprised there was no other movie called Dead Alive.
You know what? It's weird because I don't think that matters, really, because I've seen lots of movies that have the same title, so I don't know why this mattered then. And the thing is the other movie, Braindead, is 2 words. This one's 1 word.
No.
So I don't know why they didn't do it that way, but whatever. Because I would assume you could just put it together and it's 1 word, and now it's completely separate, but probably just to preemptively avoid a fucking a lawsuit that's unnecessary. The film was released in a number of different versions, in some, much like with every fucking movie like this, let's face it. In some nations, such as the United Kingdom and Australia, the 104-minute film was shown in full, The UK's classification board, the BBFC, found the film's gory content so lighthearted and comical that there was consideration on